Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters in Christ, let me tell you something today that will shift your atmosphere and shake your spirit awake. Put everything in God's hands. Not some things, not just the easy things, not only the things you think He'll say yes to, but everything. Somebody shout everything. You can't expect peace while clinging to control. That's the word right there. See, we've been taught in this world that control equals power. That if you can hold it all together, if you can juggle the career, the kids, the bills, the heartbreak, and still smile through the pain, then somehow that makes you strong. But I came to tell somebody today that *** strength is not in the grip. It's in the release ***. Peace doesn't come when you tighten your fists. Peace comes when you lift your hands. You keep trying to fix it, but it keeps falling apart. You keep trying to hold it, but it keeps slipping through your fingers. And the more you grasp for it, the more it escapes you. That's not coincidence, that's God trying to get your attention. He's saying, as long as your hands are on it, I can't move. As long as you're calling the shots, you won't see my glory. As long as you're driving the car, you won't reach the destination I designed. We weren't created to carry the weight of the world. That's why your heart is heavy. That's why your spirit is tired. That's why you lie awake at night, eyes open, mind racing because you've been holding something that wasn't meant for you to hold. The Bible says, ***, cast your cares upon Him because He cares for you. ***, that means if you still got it, you didn't cast it. If you're still worrying about it, still pacing, still posting, still plotting, you didn't put it in His hands. You just loaned it to Him with conditions. But God doesn't work on loans. He works on surrender. He wants your full yes. Your whole trust, not your backup plan, not your halfway faith, not your if it doesn't work, I'll take it back mentality. He wants you to drop it at His feet and leave it there, knowing that His plan is better than yours. His timing is greater than yours, and His strength is stronger than yours. Listen, peace is not the absence of problems. Peace is the presence of God in the middle of the problems. It's knowing that even when you don't see the answer is already in motion. It's knowing that you don't have to understand it to trust it. It's knowing that your job is to * believe *, and His job is to * be God *. So let go, child of God, let go of the illusion. Let go of the fear. Let go of the pressure to be everything to everyone. That's not your role. That's God's role. Take your hands off, lift your hands up, and watch how peace comes flooding in. Not when everything around you changes, but when something within you surrenders. Because when you stop controlling, God starts restoring. When you release it, God reveals it. And when you finally let go, you finally let God. The reason you're losing sleep, the reason your faith feels shaky, the reason you're exhausted in your spirit is because you forgot whose hands you're in. You're treating your situation like it's too big for God. You're acting like the weight you're carrying somehow surprises the Creator of heaven and earth. But I came to shake your thinking and remind your soul, ***, you are not in just anybody's hands. You are in God's hands. ***, and His hands are capable. We serve a God who never drops what He holds. His hands don't slip. His grip doesn't falter. When He holds you, He holds ***, all ** of you. Your past, your pain, your purpose, it's all in His hands. And if it's in His hands, it's safe. I don't care what the enemy has tried to whisper in your ear. I don't care what fear has tried to wrap around your mind. Asterisk, asterisk, God is not limited by your limitations. Asterisk, asterisk, his hands are not bound by time. Not bound by circumstance, not bound by what you see. He is sovereign and his hands are full of power. You remember when he scooped the dust of the earth and shaped man? That wasn't just creation, it was craftsmanship. You are the work of his hands, carefully made, intentionally shaped, and if he made you, he surely knows how to carry you. So why are you doubting the very one who built you from the beginning? Why are you second, guessing the one who spoke the galaxies into existence with just a word? The same hands that painted the sky with stars are holding you through your storm. Some of you are facing things you've never seen before. Diagnoses that scared you, bills that overwhelmed you, family situations that feel impossible. But hear this, asterisk, asterisk, what's too much for you is nothing for him. Asterisk, asterisk, you're looking at the size of the mountain, but you forgot the size of your God. If he can part the Red Sea, if he can shut the mouths of lions, if he can raise the dead, what makes you think your situation is beyond his reach? You've got to trust those hands. Stop trying to climb out by yourself. Stop scrambling and start surrendering. Because when it's in asterisk, your asterisk hands, you're limited by your resources, your strength, your understanding. But when you put it in asterisk God's asterisk hands, you give it to the one who has no limits. And let me tell you, asterisk, asterisk, God doesn't just hold you, he works in you. Asterisk, asterisk, while you're crying, he's crafting. While you're waiting, he's weaving. While you're doubting, he's developing something behind the scenes that your eyes haven't seen yet and your ears haven't heard yet. And when he brings it forth, it will be more than you imagined. So stop wringing your hands in worry. Place it in his hands with worship. Let the same hands that stretched out on Calvary stretch out over your situation. Because if it's in God's hands, it's in the hands of victory. It's in the hands of healing. It's in the hands of restoration. And those hands asterisk never asterisk fail. Faith is not about having all the answers. Faith is about trusting the one who does. See, the problem with us is that we want to walk by sight. But God called us to walk by faith. We want step-by-step instructions, GPS navigation, and guaranteed outcomes. But God says, trust me in the dark. Trust me when you can't trace me. Trust me when the road makes no sense. And that kind of faith, asterisk, real asterisk faith, requires you to let go of your understanding and lean fully into his wisdom. You don't have to know how it's going to work out. You just have to know who's working it out. The enemy will try to tell you that if you can't see it, it's not happening. If you don't feel it, God isn't moving. But the devil is a liar. God does his best work behind the scenes. He's not obligated to show you the blueprint while he's building the blessing. He's not required to give you previews of the promise. All he asks is that you asterisk believe, asterisk, and let me tell you something, asterisk, asterisk, believing when you see the miracle is not faith, asterisk, asterisk, believing when everything is going right is not faith. Faith is when your child is still strung out, your body is still in pain, your bills are still unpaid, and yet you say, Lord, I trust you anyway. That's when faith becomes power. That's when heaven responds. That's when angels are dispatched, not because you see the outcome, but because you trust the one who controls the outcome. We get caught up asking why God, when God, how God. And sometimes God doesn't answer those questions because He's not interested in giving you comfort through explanations. He's growing you through asterisk asterisk dependence. Asterisk asterisk, He's stretching your spirit. He's maturing your walk. Because if you could understand it all, you wouldn't need faith. If you had all the details, you wouldn't need to pray. But faith says, I don't see it, I don't get it, but I know you're good, and that's enough for me. Don't let what you don't understand rob you of what you know. You know He's faithful. You know He brought you through before. You know He made a way out of no way. And if He did it then, He can do it again. Don't let confusion cancel your confidence. Don't let delay destroy your declaration. You've got to open your mouth and say, even now I believe. Even now I trust. Even now I'll walk by faith. Faith is a posture. Faith is a choice. Faith is not a feeling. It's a foundation. And if you build your life on that foundation, no storm can shake you, no devil can stop you, no doubt can drown you. Because faith, real faith, doesn't need evidence to move. It just needs obedience. And when you walk by faith, even when you don't understand, you unlock the favor of heaven. Because God honors those who trust Him, even in the silence. Miracles don't happen in your comfort zone. They don't show up while you're playing it safe, holding tight, keeping control. Asterisk asterisk miracles begin when you release it. Asterisk asterisk, that's the part we don't like. We want the supernatural without the surrender. We want God to move, but we don't want to let go. But hear me, God won't put His hands on what your pride won't release. You've got to give it to Him asterisk first asterisk. Do you remember the boy with the 2 fish and 5 loaves? That miracle didn't begin with multiplication. It began with asterisk release asterisk. A little boy handed over all he had. He didn't say, let me keep 1 loaf for myself. He didn't say, what if it's not enough? He just gave it. And the moment it left his hands and entered Jesus' hands, the miracle began. You've been waiting for breakthrough, but God's been waiting for obedience. The moment you release it, God begins to multiply it. Let me tell you, asterisk asterisk, God will not force His way in. Asterisk asterisk, He's not going to wrestle you for control. If you want to do it your way, He'll let you. But if you want to see His power, you've got to put it in His hands. You've got to release the relationship, release the plan, release the pain, release the outcome. That's when heaven starts to move. That's when doors begin to open, not when you stress over it, but when you surrender it. Some of you are holding on so tight to your version of how you think it should go that you're missing the blessing God is trying to bring. You're praying for God to show up, but your hands are full, and God is saying, I can't pour into what's already packed. I can't fill what you won't open. You've got to empty your expectations. Empty your fear, empty your doubt, make room for the miraculous. There's a reason why sacrifice always precedes the supernatural. Because when you give God what costs you something, you're showing Him that you trust Him more than you trust yourself. You're showing Him that you believe He can do more with it than you ever could. And He asterisk will asterisk. He'll take what you give and He'll bless it. He'll break it and He'll multiply it until it's more than enough, not just for you, but for everybody connected to you. So I dare you to release it today. Release the business, release the anxiety, release the timeline. You've been holding it too long. You've been struggling too long. You've been crying too long. But the miracle is not in your hands. It's in His. And when you finally release it, God will do what only He can do. Because when heaven sees surrender, power is released. When heaven sees release, provision is released. When you stop trying to fix it and start trusting God with it, that's when the impossible becomes possible. That's when your not enough becomes more than enough. That's when your release becomes your revival. God is not pacing the floors of heaven because of your situation. He's not scratching his head trying to come up with a plan B. He's not surprised by what hit your life. While you're worried, God is working. While you're crying, God is carrying. While you're doubting, God is declaring, I've already made a way. You serve a God who is not shaken by what shakes you. Asterisk, asterisk, he's calm in your chaos. He's steady in your storm. He is not nervous. He is sovereign. Asterisk, asterisk, you may feel like your world is falling apart, but God sees the bigger picture. You may be drowning in questions, but God is sitting on the throne with answers. He knew about the storm before you ever set sail. He knew the doctor's report before you got the call. He knew about the betrayal, the layoff, the heartbreak, and he already made provision for it. He is not moved by the things that move you, because asterisk, asterisk, he already stands on the other side of it, victorious. Asterisk, asterisk, the reason you feel overwhelmed is because you're trying to carry what only God can handle. You keep thinking, if I can just figure it out, if I can just work harder, if I can just fix this. But God is saying, stop trying to play my part, step aside and let me be God. You weren't created to carry the burden. You weren't built to solve it all. That's why your strength is failing, your joy is leaking, and your peace is disappearing. Because you're doing too much in your own power and not enough in your faith. The disciples were in the boat with Jesus when the storm hit. Water was crashing in, the wind was howling, and they panicked. But Jesus was asleep. Asterisk, asleep. Asterisk, not because he didn't care, but because he wasn't afraid. That storm didn't have authority over him. He had authority over asterisk it. Asterisk, and when they woke him, all it took was one word. Asterisk, asterisk, peace. Asterisk, asterisk, that's all. And the waves had to submit. The wind had to bow. The chaos had to be still. If you've got Jesus in your life, that same peace is already in your boat. That same power is already walking with you through the fire. You don't need to panic. You don't need to predict. You need to asterisk believe, asterisk stop rehearsing the problem and start resting in his presence. Stop magnifying the situation and start magnifying your Savior. Because no matter what comes against you, cancer, divorce, financial lack, depression, it will never be greater than the one who is asterisk for asterisk you. God is not anxious. He's not confused. He's not late. He's not limited. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. And when your faith wavers, his faithfulness doesn't. When your emotions are all over the place, his promises stay steady. So breathe. Take your hands off the wheel. Let God steer. Let him speak peace. Because no matter what storm you're facing, asterisk, asterisk, God is not nervous. He is in control. Asterisk, asterisk, there's a moment in every believer's life where you've got to make a decision. Are you going to keep working in your own strength, or are you going to lift your hands and let God take over? Are you going to keep worrying, keep pacing, keep trying to fix it on your own? Or are you going to lift your hands and surrender and say, God, I trust you with this? Because when you lift your hands, you're not just giving up control, you're opening the door for divine intervention. There is power in a lifted hand. See, that's not just a gesture of worship. That's a signal to heaven. That's a posture that says, I'm done trying to do it my way. I'm done leaning on my own understanding. I'm done wrestling with what I cannot change. When you lift your hands, you declare, Lord, this battle is not mine, it's yours. You give God permission to show up in the middle of your situation and do what only He can do. Some of you have been fighting battles with your hands clenched in stress, clenched in fear, clenched in control. But clenched hands can't receive a blessing. Clenched hands can't feel His presence. God says, if you want me to work, then you've got to make room. And that means releasing your grip and raising your hands. Worship isn't just what you do when the music is playing. Worship is what you do when the walls are closing in. Worship is what you do when everything says give up, but your spirit says look up. Every breakthrough you've been praying for, every healing you've been hoping for, every door you've been waiting on, it's all on the other side of surrender. And surrender isn't weakness, it's wisdom. It takes strength to say, God, I can't do this without you. I won't move without you. I need you in this situation. And when you reach that place, when you lift your hands with faith, not frustration with trust, not tension, God moves. He moves in ways you couldn't predict. He opens doors you didn't even knock on. He sends peace that doesn't make sense. He turns the heart of the king. He reroutes what the enemy meant for evil and flips it for your good. But it doesn't happen until you lift your hands, until you change your posture, until you let go of trying to force things and allow God to flow through you. This is your moment. This is your hour. The enemy thought he had you, but he didn't see you lifting your hands. He didn't see you worshiping through the warfare. He didn't see you praising with tears in your eyes. But when you lifted your hands, you put a demand on heaven. When you lifted your hands, you stepped into alignment with God's power. And now the floodgates are opening. Now the chains are breaking. Now the atmosphere is shifting. Because when you lift your hands, God lifts the burden. When you lift your hands, God releases the blessing. When you lift your hands, God shows up with fire, with power, with glory. Lift your hands and watch Him work.